Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here's this video. Now, as I've stated in my previous video about this situation when it comes to the Great American Bash, coming to Slammiversary and Forbidden Door, I will be looking at Slammiversary. Then the next day, I probably would do the Forbidden Door or Great American Bash. I haven't decided which one yet. But I will not be looking at Forbidden Door. I will not be doing that unless I know that Slammiversary is going to be early. Maybe I might do Forbidden Door. I don't know. It's going to depend how much time there's going to be in between I watch Slammiversary. Then, after watching Slammiversary, gotta record, then edit, then upload. I don't know yet. I might be able to do Slammiversary, then Forbidden Door, but I can't really say if I will. I may have to do that the next day. But we'll find out. But let's make this very, very clear. This show had some stuff in it, but it's really not going to be for the Great American Bash generally. It's for after the Bash. Let's open the Evolve Championship. Rook versus Angels. Let me make it clear. This is the first time I've seen Rook wrestle. Is he alright? Yeah. Is his character interesting? No. Not yet. Since the first time I've seen him in a match, and the second time I've seen him when he's using his character, I really don't have a good or bad idea about him. Does he seem very flamboyant? Yeah. Does he seem very feminine? Yeah. Is that bad? No. Because there have been wrestlers doing that over the decades. You had what was his name? Next to Nature Boy Ric Flair, there was Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. He was very flamboyant. Gosh was a bit flamboyant. So there's not much difference. So it doesn't really matter to me. The match was interfered with due to the fact of Shiloh Hill being under the mat, under the ring, grabbing at Angels who didn't want to let go of his Mr. NXT sash, which he stole from Shiloh Hill, who won. I'm not saying that the show is going to be great when it comes to them, when it goes to the Great American Bash. I don't really know yet. I don't know if this feud's going to really mean anything because it counts on what it means after the Bash. Because you have Tate Adam. Let me give it to you like this. When you see what this is all about, who is the most important person in NXT as Mr. NXT? It doesn't really excite me. It's got to be more. Moving on. Do I care about Hank and Tank going up against... I'm like, really? You have Birthright, who's supposed to mean something. And you have Hank and Tank with Matt Matthews, who I don't care about. In this situation where Hank and Tank win, but what does this really mean? Do I care about Matthews? No. Do I care about seeing that they want to let Lexus King be the brunt of everything, where you literally see his gonads get squished and crushed by Charlie Dempsey falling headfirst into his nuts and his dick? Really? I thought you wanted to make Birthright mean something, and you do this with Hank and Tank. And you don't really have that many teams. I mean, yes, you got Hank and Tank, you got Birthright, you got Out the Mud, you got the Vanity Project. Yes, I know. You also got Dukes and Legacy, which I'll get to in a minute, and the former Culling, because I will get to that in a minute. But you got those teams, but then you're not making Birthright really feel important when you do something like that. I just don't agree with it. Moving on. Carver versus EK. Really don't feel interested in EK. He reminds me of Devon Evans. He just does. A very unrefined Devon Evans. And I don't really care about him. Carver is interesting. So I'm glad to see that. And he lost his match. First loss for Carver. In a situation like that. against a smaller wrestler. A smaller wrestler. And then he destroys EK. I'm like, I don't know how to feel if that's good or bad for Carver. I don't know yet. It seems like I should, but I don't. Because they're still leaving him as he is. He's going to go for anyone to get a title. All he cares about is this. And going for anyone to get a title will give him this. That's all he's thinking. So, I don't know yet. I just don't know if it's going to work or not. Moving on. Speed title final. You have... Oh, let me give it to you like this. I still believe Izzy Dane is not being used correctly or even cared about. I feel that she's basically being used to progress other storylines. I'm being honest here. Yes, she's getting prominent time, but that's not mean that she's getting the prominent spot. Because look what happened. Shawn Spears, wanting to high-five the damn woman, legitimately loses her match to Ariana Grace. I knew Ariana was going to win, to whoever she was going to do, because I just don't think they don't want one of the members of Birthright not having a title. I truly believe Ariana is going to gain that speed title. I do believe it. And Ren Sinclair is going to drop it. But you use Izzy Dane, one of the more larger women, who supposedly has gotten all this time working with so many people, working with Lola Vice, working with Tatum Paxley, working, really, all these women that she's supposed to be working with, where she means something, and now she can't get it done in the clinch. And yes, I knew that they were going to get rid of Spears. I had a feeling they were going to destroy him. And it was Nico who did it. Right afterward, and that was after the match that they had. And I'll get to that in a minute. But they're doing this to her. And it just feels like she's an afterthought. Yes, they're going to do something with her next, which will probably get someone else over. But I don't know how long she's going to be doing this. Because pretty much she's in the same hell as Lakita Lyons. Look what's going on with Lakita Lyons. She's working with Petrovic as heels. And they were looking at Miss Parker, who just lost to Natty. And they gave her attitude. And let me give it to you like this. Do I like Carmen Petrovic? She's not a bad looking woman. She's not a bad character when she was being pushed. But Nikita Lyons is a much more better character for me personally. Yeah, of course. I'm going to say because she's like... But I'm being honest. If you look at Nikita, she's gone from one gimmick to another to another. She's tried to sell everything they gave her, but they never push her. Now, they're going to say, well, look, she keeps getting hurt. Yeah, she has gotten hurt a couple of times. There's no lie. But when she's come back, she's been healthy, and she does the job. But then they won't do anything with her. What is she doing? She's on Evolve now. And yes, she's been allowed to go back in NXT again, but what is she doing? Either release her or move her up to the main roster, do something with her. It's the same with Petrovic. They got to do something with either one of these women. Moving on. Let me give it to you like this. The match between... what do I really believe here? What do I believe? Let's make it very clear. Legacy and Dukes. Do I care about Dukes? No, not yet. Mr. Smiling Teeth. Same with Legacy. Do I care about them? No. There's nothing there yet. They just became a tag team. Both individually look like they could be interesting. I've seen Legacy. He's not bad as a singles wrestler. Now he's with Dukes. They just stuck them together. Do I care about them? No. But the culling had to be broken up. And this was the way to do it. And finally, we get that. We finally get the breakup of Niku with... What are they going to do with Shawn Spears? I don't know. Will Shawn Spears do a Shug? I don't know. I think at this point, maybe Shawn Spears is done. They'll just let him be on his own, or they're going to let him go. I just don't know yet. I just don't know. They may think that Niku and Izzy are ready without him, and then he will be relegated either to do maybe some small bits, or work in the back in the performance center, or they're going to release him, because I don't think he's going to go back to the main roster. I just don't see him doing it. I don't see them putting them to the main roster. I just don't. Now, if they do, that might be okay. It'll be something different. But I don't know. But in the end, he gets laid out and put through the table. Now, let me give it to you like this. Do I care? Do I care about what they've done with... I think the reason I'm really being very hesitant here. Yes, they burnt him for the pay-per-view. Let's make it very clear. They literally set his face on fire for Tony D, waiting for that contract, waiting for Hiroku. And he comes in, he gives the contract to Tony, opens it, woof. He goes to the hospital, he comes back. I think I put that image of him after he comes back from the hospital with that patch over his face where it's all bloodied. Really? Bloodied and burnt. This is what we got. And I'm like, they had to go that far with Hiroku. No, Naroku, not Hiroku. Naroku. And make it important in the situation so he can go up against Tony at the Great American Bash. This is what I do not approve of. I'm sorry. Every time when they bring someone in new that is a European or Japanese or a Mexican, they always push them like this. I do not agree with this. And they had to do this to make Tony look that weakened so Naroku could have a possibility of beating him. And I don't know if he's going to win. If he does win because of this, yes, they protect Tony, but does not mean I agree with this. That means they didn't bother to try and build this guy. They're going by his reputation, which is stupid, as I've stated over and over and over again. Ad nauseum. Whatever they did before they entered the company means bullshit. It is about what they do with him in or her in the company that makes them important. Because reputation will only go so far. Sooner or later, you got to do something with them. Look what's going on with Stephanie Vakir. Where is she now? She's nothing. Look at Julia. What is she doing? Nothing. Now look at what happened with Zarya. Zarya is more interesting than either one of them because they built her with Soruka, who's now on the main roster. And yes, she was a bit sloppy after a while because they hadn't let her practice like she would in NXT. But she's cared about. People love her because she built her character from the ground up. Same with Zarya. I'm telling you now, Naroku, if they do let him win this title, it's bullshit. I just do not see him getting very far. He's not like an Ethan Page. He's not like a... I'm not trying to compare Naroku to Ethan Page or to Ricky Saints. It's not because of their English speaking is better than him. It's not. It just isn't. But you can easily tell that they are so polished, they could actually make it work. Those two, because I've seen them both for so many years, TNA for Ethan Page for many years. And when it came to Ricky Starks, when I first saw him on NWA Power back in 2018 to 19, I knew he was something. He just had, well, there you go, that. He just had it. Both of them did. Like Eli Drake. I knew Eli would get over even though no one did. JD didn't. Alex didn't. I did. I knew they did. I knew he would do it because I knew from all the years I watched him and saw how he grew. Naroku, I don't know if he can do it. Not because he doesn't speak English. It's because as a Japanese star wrestler, the way they book is different compared to European or Mexican, and Mexican isn't always very good either. Not compared to American. I mean, I'm not saying that American booking is best. It's not. but it depends on what company. And you're in NXT. There is no 100% way that I believe they're going to book him correctly. I'm worried about him. I am. And seeing that they did this is trying to make Naraku look as monstrous as possible and Tony as sympathetic as possible, where if he does lose, there's a reason. But it's just me. Peace.